Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the series of DevOps project. And as you can see on my screen, today we are going to talk about the SonarQube installation. So there are two parts to it. First is SonarQube installation as prerequisites and then the steps. All right. So before moving further in this video, I would like to request that if you're new over here, kindly subscribe the channel because it supports me to create more content. So without further ado, let us start the SonarQube installation prerequisites. Okay, so the first thing that you want is a CentOS 8 or CentOS 7. Yesterday we installed CentOS 7, so that would work with minimum of 2 GB RAM and 1 CPU. So 2 GB RAM because it needs it, that's the prerequisite to it. If you remember, yesterday we created a VM and we gave it a somewhere around close to 1 GB, right? So how you can do that, I'll explain in the project itself. Okay, next you need a PostgreSQL version 9.3 or higher that we are going to use today. All right, so you need a database in order to push whenever you do some kind of reading, you do some kind of analysis, you need to put that into a database, right? So SonarQube comes with a database, and that is not preferable. You do not prefer it because it is going to not support it is not going to support you in the production environment, so you need to change it. All right, the third thing is an SSH access with sudo privileges. That's what we need. We'll talk about that. And then a firewall port with 9000. So it's a by default. You can change it later, but that's the default one. All right. Okay, so let us talk about the SonarQube installation steps. So the first and the foremost step that we are going to take is update and install required tools. So yesterday we updated the VM. If you remember, in the last video we updated that. So it's not compulsory to do it right now, but if you have not updated it since quite long, then you should update it. We'll do that. Second step would be the SonarQube user creation. So we are going to use a user in order to go inside, in order to put our code, run over there. Then you need to create a user for that. We'll name that Sonar, and I'm going to explain it later. The third step would be the Java installation. You can use Java version. I'm using 11, and you can use more than that, 12, 13, 14, anything. So this is the minimum requirement. Then you have to install and set up the database. We'll be using PostgreSQL 14 for SonarQube. You can use anything like MS SQL or anything, it depends, but in this video we are going to explain only the PostgreSQL. Okay, so this is something that we're going to do. All right, so these are the steps and these are the prerequisites. I hope you have understood it. So let us dive right into the demo part. So if you can see on my screen right now, all three VMs are down. So you can start it either, or you can just pause it because I am not going to work on others. I'm going to work on Sonar server. So right click over here, go to settings, and then there would be a pop-up like this. In this pop-up, go to system and then look for motherboard. So you can see that the base memory here is 1024. The screen is quite small, so this is 1024, which we gave it yesterday. Make it 2048, or if you have more RAM, then you can give it more. Okay, so I'll just give it 2048. So I hope it will work. Or you can increase the size to like 2.5 GB or something. If you want to calculate it, just calculate it like this. Open a calculator and give 1024, which is the MB, into 3. So this would be 3 GB, so 3072. So I'll just give 3072. You can give 2048 as well, so that's not an issue. Okay, so I'll just give 3072, 3072. Okay, this should be fine. That's all. And just close this, and if you right click again, go to settings, go to system, you can see that it is down. Okay, so I'm just going to increase that again, 3072. Okay, so the thing was, the problem was I did not save it, so you have to save it over here like this. Okay, now this is saved. Now if you go to settings again, you can go through here as well. Go to system. Now you can see that it is 3072. Okay, so I forgot to click on OK over here. Now just close this, right click, and all you have to do is just start the server. So go to start, the normal start. Okay, it can take up to some time. In the meantime, I'll just close this, let it start, let it happen. We'll just go to the project that we created. Okay, so let me open it, just a moment. Python for DevOps. So this is the project that I created. Okay, so let me increase the view to large icon. You can see vProfile project, and this is the background file that we created. Okay, copy this path and then open a CMD. I'll just open a CMD over here. run as administrator. It is going to ask me. Okay, so this is the administrator part that I have opened. Okay, I'll just minimize this for a while. Right now what I'll do is I'll just go over here. So I'll just give cd space and the path. Okay, this was my path. If I do dir over here, I can see I'm in the right. So this is the vagrant file that what we have to do. Okay, so now you can see that it is running up perfectly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is right now all I have to do is vagrant ssh sonar server. That's all I have to do. Hit enter and it is going to go inside. So that was the other step. So let us wait for that. Okay, so this is done. Let me go inside sudo su, because we are going to need the root privileges. So that is done. Okay, this is perfect. Now what we are going to do is we are going to just do the first thing. So what was the first thing that we wanted to do? We wanted to update it. So yum update -y, enter, and it is going to make a call to the internet, to the repository, and then I'm going to get the files over here. I don't think it will update anything because yesterday only I updated it in the previous video, but if it's going to update then it's perfectly fine. Okay, no packages marked for update, so this is the perfect thing. Okay, now we have to install the tools over here. So I'll just paste this command. If you're not able to see the command, then it's I'm going to type it in below the description. So you have to type some yum install vim is the tool, wget curl curl -y, enter. Okay, so it is going to install the package. This is the tools that we wanted to install, vim file system, and it is done. Again, great. Now what we are going to do is we are going to type the command yum install wget unzip -y. Okay, enter, and then it's going to do that. It is going to download stuff installed. Okay, so let me just clear the screen, clear. This is done. Let me expand it. Okay, it would be a better view for you. Now this is done. We have installed the tools. Now in order to increase the VM max map count kernel file descriptor and u limit permanently, so you have to do that. So for that, what you have to do, type sudo vim -etc. I think you have to type security limits conf. I think this is the one. Okay, so I'll just press the I over here so that I'm in insert mode. Perfect. Now I'll go down at the end of the file. You can see that #student over here. Just type over here SonarQube, should be in small cases, and then you have to write no file, and then just give the 65536. This is the minimum requirement. And then again you have to type SonarQube, same thing, cube double spaces here, and then nproc double spaces and 4096. That's all you have to do. Okay, and then after that, once this is done, do an esc key :wq, and this is saved. And if you want to check whether everything is fine or not, what you can do, you can just do the cat for it. So I'll just do cat over here, and you can see these are the two values that are perfectly all right. Okay, so this is something that we have to do. Now let's go back. Let me clear the screen, CLS or clear. That's completely fine. Okay, now we are going to create a user for SonarQube. So that's what we have to do. So right now what we'll do is we'll just type sudo user add sonar. Okay, so this is the username that we are going to add. You can change it if you want anything else. So it has been added. Now what we have to do, just have to give the password. So password PASSWD, this is fine. We are going to give the same password. If you want to change it, perfectly all right, you can change it. Okay, so changing password for user sonar, I'll just give sonar only. Bad password, the password is shorter than 8 characters, so you can give your own password. Okay, I'm going to give any password. Sorry, password do not match, new password. Okay, 22028. Okay, okay, so I have given the password. It's totally upon you that you want to give a 8-digit password or something else. I have just given sonar 2 times. Okay, so that you can do, but it's not advisable. Don't do that, but for the sake of showing you, I have done that. Okay, I'll just clear the screen, and now we are on the third step. Now we have to install the Java on CentOS. Okay, so sudo is already there, so I'll just type yum install Java. We are going to use Java 11, so open JDK. JDK is your Java development kit. JDK-devil. Let me confirm it. Yum install Java -11 -open JDK-devil. Perfect. Hit enter. It is going to start downloading it. Okay, it can take up to some time. Is this okay? Yes, give Y, and then it is going to start downloading it, and then it is going to install. So this is the third step that you have to do. So once this is done, you have to set the default JDK. So whatever we just did, we have to just set it up. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward the video. Okay, so this part is completed. Now all you have to do is you have to just update. You have to use sudo if you are not in the root. You do not have root privileges. I'm not using it because I already have root. Update alternatives -config Java. Just cross check it. Sudo update alternatives space -config Java. That's all you have to type. Hit enter, and there is one program that provides Java, which is perfect. This is done. Now all you have to do is type 1 to switch. So you have to keep the current selection. Okay, so the current selection is 1 over here. You have to type 1. So I'll just give 1 over here, hit enter, and this is done. Okay, perfect. Now all you have to check is Java -version. So we'll validate. So what it is saying, that it is having OpenJDK version 11.0.15. So this is perfect. Now everything we have almost completed over here. Now all I have to do is I have to install and set up PostgreSQL over here. Okay, so this is a database that I'm going to do it. So again, now do sudo yum install -y if there are any changes. So it is saying that there is nothing over here. Okay, so if you want to confirm it once again, type it. Perfect. Install a package on your system, something like that. We don't need anything. So right now this is done. I'm going to install the PostgreSQL repository right now. Okay, so I have copied it, so you don't have to copy it every time. Let me just paste it over here. This is sudo yum install -y http download postgresql.org/pub repos rum yum repo pms eln this and that. This is kind of huge. That's all you have to do. Hit enter. Okay, so once you'll hit enter, it will start loading the stuff. So let it happen. So this has installed pg red hat repo no art 0.42. Okay, so this is it has done. So once the repository has been added, disable the default PostgreSQL module. So that what you have to do is, so I have already copied the command for that. I'll just paste it over here. Okay, right click. I'm sorry, I think I copied the, let me clear this first. This is causing a menace over here. Okay, I'll just copy, right click. This is something sudo dnf -qy module disable PostgreSQL. So that's what you have to do. Sudo dnf command not found. So I think dnf command is not there. I have to install that as well. So let us do that. So all you have to do is you just have to yum install dnf -y. Okay, that's all you have to do. So once this is done, I think everything should work fine. This is happening. Okay, let it install. You just have to wait for a few seconds. So there are 11 modules that needs to be done. Let us wait for it. And this is on the 10th, 11th. You can fast forward the video if you want over here. It is now downloading the package. Okay, this is done. Now we have to install the PostgreSQL 14 database using by a command. So I'm going to just directly type that command over here. Hit enter, last metadata expiration. Now it has started downloading it. So it is going to take a few seconds or a few minutes depending on your internet speed. So that's what we are going to do now. Okay, so let it happen and I'll just fast forward the video. Okay, so this is done. Now what we have to do, we have to initialize the Postgre database. So what I'll do is I'll just paste a command over here, hit enter, and then you can see sudo, this is done, initializing database. So database has been initialized. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to start PostgreSQL server database. So let's start it. I have a command for that, sudo systemctl start PostgreSQL 14. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so this is done. Now what you can do is let me check this systemctl status of it, and then you can copy this, paste this, and then you can check the status and you can see that it is active and running. So this is perfectly all right. So this is running. Then now you have to enable it so that it can start automatically at the system startup. So all you have to do is you have to just give this command sudo just a moment, enable it, copy. So we'll just enable this sudo systemctl start PostgreSQL. Okay, so this is done. Perfect. Now change the password for the default PostgreSQL server. So I have to do that. Sudo password PSSWD Postgres, hit enter. It is going to ask you a new password. Okay, so you just have to give the password over here. I'll just give okay, so I have given a new password and then I have to just retype it. Just remember this password because it is going to be used. So password all authentication tokens updated successfully. So this is done. Okay, now you have to switch the Postgre user. So what you have to do is you have to type su postgres. Okay, and you can see that it is done. Now it has put you into some kind of situation where you have to now type. So type create user sonar. So you have to create a user over here, sonar. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so looks like it's the permission denied. Let me create another type. Okay, so it is created. It is saying that error sonar already exists. So once you have to do like this and then you have to do it like this second time and it is going to create because sonar already exists. So that's all you have to do. Okay, so let's move forward. Then you have to switch to PostgreSQL shell. Okay, so that's how you do it. Just type PSQL and then you will be able to do that. So now right now you are in PostgreSQL shell. Okay, so you have to set a password for a newly created user for the SonarQube database. Okay, so we are going to copy a command, alter user sonar with encrypted password sonar. So this is what we are going to do it. So this is done. Alter role is done. Now after that we have to create a new database for PostgreSQL database by running. Okay, so then we have to make the create a database for it. So just type this command, create database SonarQube owner sonar. So sonar user which we have created has to own that database. Hit enter and then it is done. After that you have to grant all the privileges to the sonar user on SonarQube database. Okay, so for that we have grant all privileges command. Grant all privileges on SonarQube to sonar. Okay, so there is one extra space over here. Hit enter and then yeah, this is done. Let's ignore it for a while. If there would be any problem in the future, we'll see. Just come out of it, backslash, and then give q over here and then hit enter and then you will be out of it. Okay, and you are in the bash 4.2, type exit and then you are in the root. Okay, let me just clear this. So this is clear. After that we have to download and install SonarQube. Okay, on CentOS. So what I'll do is I'll just do ls over here, ls-a. Okay, so this is something I think I have to download SonarQube installer. So what I'll just do is I'll just copy the command. Okay, type it over here sudo wget http binary sonar source, and we are going to use sonar 9.1. you can use anything that you want. Okay, so it is resolving binary sonar source. It is going to download stuff from there. It is waiting. So yeah, it is starting downloaded. So let's wait for a while and then I'll just fast forward the video. Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to unzip the SonarQube file, paste that command over here, and then we are going to push that into OPT folder. Okay, so this is happening. Okay, this is perfect. Now this is done. Now move the extractor setup to OPT SonarQube directory. Okay, so give the command over here, enter. Now it has been moved. Now we have to do is configure the SonarQube file. So this would be the last step, I think second last step that we have to do. So we'll create a group for Sonar. So what I have to do is, let me just clear this first. Clear. Now sudo group add sonar would be the user. So it is saying group sonar already exists, which is perfectly fine. Now we have to give it the directory access. So for directory access that you have to give this sudo user add -c user to run SonarQube -d opt SonarQube g sonar and sonar. So this is what we have to give. Hit enter. It is saying user sonar already exists. So this is also fine. Now give the ownership permission to sonar user and the group. So that's what we have to do. Give this command sudo chown -r sonar opt SonarQube. So this is done. So no response is a good response over here. Now what we have to do, open the SonarQube configuration file using your favorite text editor. You can use anything. So I'll just use Vim because we installed it. So this is the command sudo vim opt SonarQube conf sonar properties, and this is what you do. So I'll just copied it. So this is the file. Okay, now you have to look for sonar jdbc user. Okay, so I'll just do I over here and then just look for that. So I think this is the one, SonarQube. I'll just come from here, remove that hash because it's a comment. So sonar jdbc username was, I guess, sonar only. So sonar is fine, and then the password is also sonar. Okay, now this is done. Now as a key, after that :wq, and this has been saved. Okay, now edit the sonar script file and set run as a user. So that's what we have to do. So for that, what we have to do is sudo vim. You can use any other editor like vi editor, opt SonarQube bin linux. This is sonar.sh. Okay, now go over there. Now here type I because we have to insert it, and look for something known as, let me come down. Okay, so here I think I just missed it, so it should be somewhere around here. Run as, okay, here it is, run as user, and then all I have to go is sonar over here. That's all. I think this should be fine over here. Now what I have to do, I just have to do exec and then exec :wq. That's all you have to do. Okay, so I think everything is set up. Now we just have to start the server. So sonar, let's see if that works. Okay, so it is saying that it has started. Now you have to move the script directory. So in order to do that, we just have to use this command, change directory opt SonarQube bin linux. Okay, you'll just go over here. If you do pwd over here, you'll see that you have traveled to the perfect place. Now all we have to do, we have to just start the command. So sonar.sh, I guess, yes, and then start. That's all you have to do. Let me correct the spelling. So it's starting. So it's saying that SonarQube has been started. Okay, now when SonarQube start, then we have to just check the status for it. Okay, so it is saying that it is running over here. What we'll do, we'll just check whether everything is running fine or not. Okay, so open your favorite browser or something over here. 192.168. Let me type that, 168. Okay, so what we were using, so let me just open the Visual Studio Code. I do not remember. So let me open it and check the sonar server. So sonar server was on 21. So copy this. That's all you have to do. Minimize this, paste it over here, and let's see if that works with 9000. Okay, perfect. So that means that our SonarQube is done. Okay, so the username is admin, the password is admin. Let us see what is happening. Oh, perfect. So it is asking to enter a new password. So old password is something else. If you want to change it, then you can change it. Otherwise you can keep it. So I'll just keep it sonar. New password would be sonar. Okay, this one was admin. Okay, let me update it, and then you can see it is done. So this is already installed over here, and if you come down, and then you can see that this is the community edition version 9.9. so this is done. So this is how you install SonarQube over here. Okay, so that's one thing you have to do. So you now know how to access it. Now we have to configure the systemd service for it. Okay, so what we have to do is we just have to do for systemd service. So we have to configure it. So this is right now sonar edit sonar server, which is happening right now. What you can do is you can go to the folder over here. You can open a new terminal, but this time I'll use get bash. So you can use anything. Okay, so once this is open, go over here, do vagrant ssh sonar server. Okay, that's all you have to do. So once you'll do this, you'll be able to go inside the VM. Let it happen. I'll do both of them side by side. Okay, so this is done. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to create a systemd service file for SonarQube to run as a system startup, because right now we didn't do that. So right click over here, paste it. If you want to use nano, you can use nano. I'll use vim because we already installed it, so vim should do the work. Now this is done. Now all you have to do is you have to copy something and then you have to paste it over here. First of all, type I in over here. Let me type I. So right now in insert mode, paste it, unit, description, SonarQube service, syslog target, this and this, username, group, this, restart always, this and this. Okay, so this is perfect. Now once this is done, press ESC key, $WQ, hit enter, means it is done. Now if you want to see it, what you can do is you can just cat the command. Okay, and you can see this is done. Okay, let me just clear this. Okay, so once this is cleared, you can sudo systemctl start the sonar server or stop the sonar server. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll have sudo su. Now I'm in root. Now all I have to do is systemctl, I think stop. Let me check the status first because we started from there. Status sonar. Okay, so it is saying it is dead. Okay, so this is running because what we have done previously. So we check the status over here, it is running, so we have to stop it basically. Okay, so I'll just stop it. So gracefully stopping SonarQube, so it will take some time. Now I'll check the status. SonarQube is not running. Now I'll go back to the browser and then refresh over here, and then it is not running anymore. Okay, now I'll go back here, I'll check the SonarQube status. This is dead, and then I just have to start it. Okay, so if I start it, let's see what happens. Now I'll check the status. It is saying that it is active and running. Okay, now I'll just go here, restart it, and let's see if it comes up. It can take up to a few seconds, and that's totally fine. Let us wait for that, and you can see that SonarQube is starting. So this is now done, and this is now done. So this is how you can do. I'll just click on home, I'll log in. If you remember what was done, admin, and admin was the one. Okay, I changed it, I guess, sonar. Now this is done. Okay, so you can see I can just save it over here. This is done. So this is one way of doing things. All right, okay, now all you have to do is you have to go over here, you have to enable it. Okay, so okay, systemctl, I'll just have to remove this, enable, so that every time the VM starts up, it is going to create a symlink for that, and it's going to start. Okay, so this is all you need to do over here. And we forgot to enable for PostgreSQL, right? So you have to do that as well. So let me do that as well. I'll just type systemctl enable, what was the name, PostgreSQL SQL, I guess. Let me confirm it. Enable, let me confirm it, just a moment. Enable PostgreSQL, I think it was 14 if I am not wrong. Yeah, so systemctl enable PostgreSQL. So this is something, so it created a symlink for this as well. So this is done. So every time it will start, because I think at that time I did it wrong. Okay, so I'll just, if refresh it, this is going to work in a perfect way and there would be a no problem. Let me click on projects. Let's see what happens. So you can see there are no projects over here. All right. Okay, so few things that you have to keep in your mind, that if your SonarQube server looks like this, then it is perfectly all right. But if there is anything like here, you can see that community edition over here, and then SonarQube technology is powered by Sonar Source SA, this thing. Make sure that nothing comes over here in a yellow format which says that SonarQube is that related to database, as you can see. So make sure that does not happen. Okay, otherwise it means that your SonarQube is not using PostgreSQL. Okay, also there is a potential pitfall that can happen is, let me show you something. So when you type that command, okay, I typed it too fast, let me just show you. Q. Okay, so when you do sudo vim opt sonarcube conf sonar properties, just make sure a few things, that your sonar JDBC name, username and password is sonar and sonar, perfectly all right. And then you have to uncomment this line, sonar JDBC URL PostgreSQL localhost SonarQube, and the whatever there is in front, just delete that and use that, because this is the sonar JDBC URL which will help SonarQube server to talk to our database, which is PostgreSQL. Okay, so if this does not happen, make sure that you change it, otherwise it won't work. So that is one potential pitfall that you can avoid. So let me come outside. Okay, so there is one more thing that you need to fix it. Let me minimize this. So what happens is sometimes you get an error. Okay, so this is the error that what happens, I'll show you. Elasticsearch maximum virtual memory areas VM max map count 655 is too low, increase it to at least 2644. Okay, so you have to increase the size. So there are ways to do it. Now what you can do is you can just type the command like this, systemctl VM max to 262144, or you can permanently increase it. Okay, so this is one thread you can find on Stack Overflow. Okay, so make sure that you go through it. Let me show you like what exactly I faced and then what exactly I did. Okay, so this is nothing, this is okay, this is, so I'll show you. This is what I typed, sysctl -wvm, but make sure that you have to type it every time if you do it like this way. So in order to make it permanently, you have to change permanently, because once the session restarts, once it gets closed, this will dwindle, so it won't work. Okay, so for permanently you have to just go through this thread, and it is saying that this is the one which I use. If you want to set this permanently, you need to edit etc system conf and set vf max count to 26214. Okay, so this is the solution. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood it. This is quite a ride today, and that's why it has taken some time. So once you see this and there is nothing in yellow which shows a warning that you have to change the database, then I think you are all right. Okay, if there is any question, feel free to comment below and we will address that. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.